Well, it proved that state socialism couldn't work, where everything's done by the state, where people are bureaucrats who tell you what to do and how to do it. State socialism in Russia was appalling. It was the most awful system that can rank with fascism in Germany as something that is a shame to the human spirit. And of course it's no coincidence that the first people to really, or amongst the first people, to really criticise the repressive, the vicious, the brutal aspect of state socialism were anarchists like Emma Goldman and Alexander Berkman. And they said, oh, hold on, this isn't socialism. This is the state oppressing and telling us what to do all the time. So I should also say, though, that often those people who were doing those brutal deeds, the Bolsheviki, and those who suddenly joined the Bolshevik party and became, cruel, if you like, the people who ran the Cheka, the Secret Service, who tortured and murdered and forced people into a position whereby they recanted everything they believed in. They destroyed deliberately and systematically the human spirit. Those people were not in the early days necessarily evil. We know that power corrupts without us knowing it. Anarchists are not stupid, we're not silly people. We know that if you give someone power, the most committed, beautiful human being that you know, that power will turn and corrupt them. And so for us, if you look historically, all you see in that 20th century are people being corrupted by power and showing that although there may be richness and beauty in the human spirit, power will corrupt it and make it something venomous and venal and sick and extraordinarily vicious. And so for anarchists, there's no naivety here. I don't believe that people are naturally good, but what I do believe is that certain situations will bring out goodness, and certainly certain situations will bring out evil. And so for all of us, when we look at the 20th century as an anarchist, what you see is that constant struggle between power and the destruction of power. And we can see how power centralised leads to the most cruel, brutal crimes that we've seen. And there's something almost evilly systematic in those crimes. And we must fight that all the time. And that evil isn't out there. It's not like sitting watching us and occasionally it comes and says hello. It's in here. The state, the ability to dominate, to control, to damage, to hurt, is as much in the people watching this documentary as it is in me. And so we as anarchists have to fight that in ourselves, never mind fight it in other people.